Growing up, sports were kind of everything. Baseball, football, and hockey. Love it, love everything that I learned from it, from the opportunities I had.
Like many kids growing up in Minnesota, sports were simply part of life for Kevin Geraghty.
I think it really helped kind of form me to be the kind of the person I am here today.
It was on the field that Kevin, a linebacker at St. Thomas Academy, first met Joe Vanelli, a running back at Cretin-Derham Hall.
Joey was pretty good, and by pretty good, he was really good.
I remember we were better. You know, I played on offense, he played on defense, so we went head-to-head essentially the whole game. Kind of just remember being rivals on the field, but then still buddies off the field.
Years later, their rivalry turned friendship would take another step forward as the two became roommates at the University of St. Thomas. Little did they know that friendship would prove invaluable as life would later take a dramatic turn.
I had a lot of weakness in my right arm, really couldn't move it much. I actually had surgery on my right shoulder 20 years ago, which is when I was playing football at the University of St. Thomas. I went and saw the shoulder specialist and thought it was, again, something from my previous surgery. Ended up not being it. Ended up having to go see a neurologist. First neurologist I went to, and then told me that I had ALS.
In October of 2021, at just 40 years old, Kevin was told he had 2 to 5 years left to live.
You know, immediately I kind of blacked out, to be honest with you. It was tough.
After sharing the devastating news with his family, Kevin knew immediately who to call next. It was Joe Vanelli, because Joe was fighting a battle all his own.
I was diagnosed with MS about 4 years ago. I started having some numbness in my left hand, my right foot. It would come and go, and so I didn't really think a lot of it. I just kind of shrugged it off as nothing. Eventually I went in to the doctor and they ran a lot of tests, and then they found several lesions on my spine and on my brain that kind of led to the MS diagnosis.
First introduced through sports, these former opponents were now teammates, fighting together side by side. For treatment, Kevin turned to M Health Fairview, where he met Dr. David Walk.
So ALS is also known as motor neuron disease. Motor neurons are nerve cells responsible for muscle function. As motor neurons are damaged and stop working, people develop weakness, stiffness, clumsiness, and that can be in any muscles. We know a lot about what goes wrong in those cells. We don't have as good an understanding of what causes it as we need. We don't yet have highly effective treatments.
M Health Fairview's ALS Certified Treatment Center focuses on providing the most comprehensive care possible, along with its ALS clinical and translational research program.
The strengths here, in terms of science, are extraordinary. You're not going to find them in too many other places, certainly not too many other public universities, and not many private universities either.
As a former athlete, Kevin knows the importance of teammates. With Dr. Walk and Joe, Kevin's team is made complete with his biggest supporter, his wife, Tessa.
Kevin is the best. Kevin is a rock star. When he received this diagnosis, I initially thought of it as a death sentence. And Kevin looks at it and it's, how can I keep laughing through every single day? And how can I keep seeing my friends and my family and being the best husband and the best guy I can be?
How much has Tessa helped you through this?
She's the strongest, most amazing woman there is. You know, when I was diagnosed, actually, it was 5 days before she was supposed to start her second round of IVF. So this is throwing our life completely upside down. But she doesn't complain. She takes this in stride. You know, I think she's got more to deal with than I do, quite frankly. And she's just so beautiful and so strong. And the most amazing person in my life.
For now, starting a family has been put on hold, a difficult and devastating decision. Yet Kevin's spirit is unwavering.
Last October, life was wonderful. You know, I couldn't have drawn it up any different way. And yet, in a flash, things have changed. But that's life. And we can only control what we can control. We only get one opportunity to go out there and live our lives and do whatever we want to do.
It's a sentiment that rings true for Joe as well.
I think kind of how I've handled it is the way I've handled sports and a lot of things in life is I can only control so much, and I can control my attitude. I can control on a day-to-day basis how things go. I can't look in the future 20 years to see where I'm going to be, so I kind of have to live in the moment right now.
Two former athletes, young and once seemingly so healthy. Kevin living life with his wife Tessa, Joe with his fiancee Dana. The four are now forever bonded by the unimaginable, and they find strength in one another. For Kevin and Tessa, the staff at M Health Fairview has helped open their eyes to how a diagnosis that brought so much heartbreak, uncertainty, and even fear can also shed light on some of life's biggest blessings.
There's something about people with ALS or with these neurological diseases where they find something to be happy about every single day. I mean, our life isn't perfect. It's really, really hard, but it's also so inspiring.
There's so many people that are just wonderful people in the ALS community that bring you in and embrace you. It truly is like a family. It's an unlucky family, but it's a beautiful family, and that goes a long, long ways.